Hey guys, well, welcome back to another polygel nail design set. These are my little stilettos, well, my long stilettos. They came out so pretty. I absolutely love these. The color, the glitter, everything was just like super cute with this set. I still have them on to this day. I did cut the point off. The point was a little bit too much for me, but I do still have this set on. Now let's go down memory lane for a minute. Here is my this is my last stiletto set, a hot mess. Don't be in them comments talking about they wasn't that bad. They was a hot mess. Now here is my first stiletto, which came out pretty good. I think it's because I used nail tips and I painted the nails so they wasn't that bad. But my last stiletto was bad. These ones came out so much better, and I'm so proud of them. But I'm going to cut out for a minute so I can show you guys my form application, then we'll be back. So we're going to do a quick form application, starting with, let's remove that. I like to pre-pinch the tip, so I'm going to pinch that first little tab on the underside. And I want to go for a stiletto for this set, so I am going to pinch it a little tighter than I usually would. I'm not going to pinch it closed quite yet, but pinch it just enough where so the form don't pop open. Then I'm going to open up the top tab. Now I have to do a little customizing to get them to fit properly under the finger, so I like to just get the form on there, pretty much just lining up this center line with my knuckle. Now here, because the form do not lay flat up underneath my nail, so I have to kind of relieve the pressure. So right here where my finger and the nail disconnect, right here where there's an opening, that is where I'm going to cut the form, and I'm going to do that on both sides. So I'm just go ahead and take it off. Oh, hold up. Let me get my measurement. Okay. Just that quick, I forgot. Let me see. Oh, okay. Here. Somewhere about there. Get the form under the finger. Now I did do a set on this hand yesterday, and I didn't like it, so I took it off. So this hand did go through quite of a beating this week, but I'm gonna keep going. Okay, line up that little center line, making sure it is straight all the way back. Then I'm gonna close the second tab on the underside, making sure I like the position. Now we can see this finger is clearly wonky. It don't go straight. It like turns in a little bit. So I like to make sure my form is just tilted out that way. A hair line of a size, I guess. I don't know. Just a little bit, just tilting it back. After doing that, then I'll close that third tab. And at this point, I'm going to just make sure they are all closed on the underside. And then I'll just pull open where I make those little slits. And that is the form application. Alright, so the polygel we're going to use for this set is from Landfo. I can't see the number, so I'm not sure which color it was. But watch how this polygel squeeze up out this tube. Like, look how it's holding its form. And that is something that I loved about this brand. Unfortunately, it is not available anymore. But I loved how sturdy, not sturdy, but I love how the consistency of it. But we have to say rest in peace to my good old purple brush. I am now using the pink one. So the purple one, I've been using that brush for a year now, and it created so many pretty sets. But the hairs are starting to flare or fray away, and it just makes doing that cuticle area a bit of a pain. But I do still use it for the rest of the nail, just not around the cuticle. So I guess don't say rest in peace quite yet, but it's on its last leg. Alright, so here all I'm doing is taking that polygel and kind of pushing it together to make a bit of a ball. This, for me, it makes the application a bit easier. It's easier for me to control. So with my brush at a slight angle, I like to just pat that polygel back towards that cuticle area, making sure not to flood or go under or over the cuticle, nor touch the skin. Just get it as close as I can get it without it actually touching. Now, what I can say is I feel like I do a really good job when it comes down to my application around that cuticle. I think my biggest problem is when it comes down to filing. Like, I just cannot get it to look very thin and natural back there. I just don't know how much to file away. And no matter how much I try, I'm just not getting the outcome that I'm looking for. But that's the story of another day. All right, so all I was doing here was just taking that little poly gel and bringing it down. I believe I brought it down to the line 3, and then I kind of brought it together in like a V shape. And then I'm going to take, all right, let's do it again. Bring it into like a nice little V, like as if you was doing an extended nail bed, and then just push back the tip. And that is how I get that coffin shape. I actually seen a stiletto set a long time ago that was done with polish, but it was a coffin nail bed and then a stiletto, and I always thought that was so pretty. This polygel here is from Ashihabe or Ashiba, one of those names. I don't know. But I'm just taking a little bit of this green. In fact, this polygel isn't available neither. In fact, none of the polygels I use in this set is available anymore, which kind of sucks because when I do these videos, I go all into the consistency, the texture and everything of the polygel. And I'm starting to realize that it's kind of useless because if you can't buy the polygel or try it, it's really not worth me explaining it. But anyway, look, so I just took this little green, pressed it up against that new color. I just wanted a little bit because the glitter, which you will see soon, have blue and green glitter in it. And so I wanted a little bit of green just so the green glitter can pop. This one here was from To Be Glam and it's Lullaby, oh no, Luminous Lullaby. This one, okay, so if you guys saw my previous video of the pink and brown set with the glitter, this is why I went in with the blue because the glitter is the same color blue, and I wanted to make sure I didn't have any bare spots when it came down to the glitter up against that nail bed. And so I went in with the same color blue just so that way if the glitter did not sit nicely up against that green or up against that new color, the blue would hide that. Here I had to wipe a little bit off because I had a bit too much. But here's the thing. I just scrape it off and then wipe it on a paper towel. But if you're doing all 4 fingers or 2 fingers at a time, take that extra polygel that you wipe off and just put it on the next nail. For me, I do 1 finger at a time, and so I cannot put that extra polygel on that other finger or it just wouldn't be done. So I do tend to waste a lot of polygel at times, but that's okay. I have so many that I can kind of afford to waste it. But same thing, just go in with that little coffin shape, give that a quick cure. Now, let me tell you about, okay, so for starters, this is Morovan's polygel. I don't know the number. It came from this kit here. Again, it's not available, but I wanted to show you guys something. So this pink one is a old polygel from them, which is a 15 milliliter. The blue glitter is a 10 milliliter. Here, I'm just trying to show you the difference in the tube, which isn't a big difference in the tube. The blue one is a little bit narrow, but that's like the only real difference in it. Here's the thing. With the 15 milliliter tubes, Morovan was in my top 5. I love their polygel. Here they have these 10 milliliter tubes and the polygel itself has changed. I'm not sure which direction Morovan is going with. I'm not sure what they're doing, but I do not like that polygel. Everyone from that kit, when I swatched it, it was soft, it was runny, it was loose, and I didn't like that. And it sucks because I always recommend Morovan. And I do not think, if the consistency say loose and runny like that, I won't recommend them anymore. Which sucks because I was a big fan of them. But what I will say, if you guys can get your hands on some Morovans with the 15 milliliter tubes, definitely get it, because I personally like that polygel, and I do recommend it, and I think it's a good polygel. The 10 milliliters, absolutely not. Wouldn't recommend. They just soft. But take this little blue glitter, bring it down, trying to form my stiletto shape. Now, I always thought I couldn't do a stiletto shape. I just didn't have it in me. But I shocked myself, and I did really good at it. Here, I wanted to kind of leave my thumb in for a little bit, because a young lady had asked me, can she pretty much see how I do my thumb, because she's someone who do short nails, or someone who likes short nails, and she just wanted to see the process. So, oh, my bad, guys. So, all I'm doing is pretty much the same thing I do in the four fingers. I do that with the thumb. Only real difference is I'll sculpt the four fingers down. For instance, the new color down to the 3 line, and for this one I just sculpted it to the 1. But I still go in with the same colors. I still try to go in with the same design. Only difference is I just shorten the style. But let me tell you guys this, because somebody try to get real cute in the comments like, oh, stilettos, but that thumb, Here's the thing, regardless of what you think or how you feel about my sets, that thumb will always be a short square thumb. If you don't like it, that's your problem. But I like it, I love it, and I'm going to always do it. So no matter what shape, style that I'm going for, that thumb will always be a short square. Now we're just going to take and clean up that underside, which it really wasn't that bad, to be honest. They was cured a lot more than I expected it to be. Wipe them off with a little alcohol. I always say this, if you don't wipe them off with the alcohol, they will feel uncured. Like you would touch it and it would be sticky, and it would make you think that the nail is not hard enough. So definitely wipe them off. Let's get into the filing. Here is the nails after application. And I'm going to tell you guys, they really was not that bad. I spent about an hour on filing for this set, which that never happens for me. All my sets usually take, just in filing, take about 4, 5, 6 hours, depending on what it is. So this set went by really quick. With my green coarse bit is what I'm going to use to remove any bulk, any high spots or low spots. I typically go in with my 2-time coarse bit, but because these nails wasn't that thick and bulky, the coarse bit did exactly what it needed to do. So I'm just going to take it and just remove all of the extra. And what I really was kind of trying to focus on when it came down to filing was them sides and the tip. Those was like my main concern. Because something I did notice when it came down to the stiletto was that the thinner the tip is, the pointier the point will be. So do that on all of the fingers. I told y'all guys this before. I love filing. It's my favorite part of the whole set. It's something satisfying about it for me, just to see that that nail was a hot mess and then it turned into something fabulous. But again, here just focusing on that little tip area, trying to thin it out as much as I can. And then we're going to go in with this thin wood hand file in between the side walls. So this area there is the side walls. And I take this file, put it there, and then file back and forwards. The whole purpose here is you don't want your nail to look wider than your finger, or you don't want the extension to be wider than what your nail bed actually is. So filing those sides there, make that nice and narrow. And then I took the same file and went in with a pre-shaping. So by holding the tip with my thumb and then that little thin wood hand file, I just went back and forwards. So I'm making sure that, let me explain it again, right? So same thing. I'm going to hold the tip with my thumb, take that hand file in a bit of a V angle, and then file back and forwards. Clearly you can see here I had to turn my hand upside downwards just so I can get a good file. But I do that until it was nice and crisp. And here again, this is just my first shaping just to get a overall idea. Now look, important step. I must freeze it. There's a little gap, and then I need to file away all of this here. That way the gap is gone. So I want to file all of that extra product up and away off of the nail that under that product that hang down low like that causes the nail to look wide. So make sure that it's nice and straight. So all I'm doing is lining it up or making it the file parallel to the finger. Let's do this side. I'm going to take the hand file, put it parallel to the finger, and file up until it is nice and straight. Do that on all of my fingers, and then that will, again, that'll take away that wideness that nails have, just cleaning that underside up like that. And then another thing, trying to keep it parallel to the finger. Let me show you guys the before and after. Like, you see how much I filed up, how clean it came. But be careful when you file on the underside like that, because you can file away too much in those sides, and that will cause a problem with your foundation. So try to keep the hand file real parallel when doing that. All right, now here I'm going in with the actual shaping. So with my good old green trusty hand file, this file, I love this file. It is very, very sturdy. It don't bend, it don't fold. I mean, of course, if you snap it in half, yeah, it'll break. But it is super sturdy. So I know for sure one thing about all my sets, my sides are going to be straight and crisp. Shape might not always be the best, and tip may not be the pointiest, but them sides are going to be straight. Now we're going to take this hand file. Now I got these in bulk from AliExpress a few years ago. But if I had to bet on it, I will say this is a 100-180 grit hand file. And I'm just going to take and file on that side of the cuticle. And then I'm going to file down the side of the nail, going all the way down until I get to the point. And then, let's see. I could have took out a little bit of this here, but it is what it is. Y'all, my birthday is coming up soon, and so I really wanted to try a few different shapes and styles for these upcoming sets, just for like a birthday gift or something to myself. But I'll talk about that when the time comes. Doing the same thing I did on the other side, starting around that cuticle, taking that hand file, filing that side, going down. Never, ever, ever skip out on hand filing. I don't know how much I can say this. Always hand file that nail. Hand filing is what makes that nail look like that pretty nail. After doing the sides, I'm going to angle my file at a bit of a angle. So I was putting the bulk of the pressure on the tip. That is what I wanted to really refine, but I didn't want to file any off the apex. So again, I put the bulk of the pressure down towards the tip. And then here's how that nail is looking. Now this here, I'm peeling off like glitter. So what I do think why they didn't come out as pointy as I expected them to is because of the glitter. So the next time I do a stiletto, it'll definitely be a solid color and see. So I can see if that will help with that point not being as sharp and pointy as I expected it to come out. But here's the nails after I washed them up. Look how pretty. Like, they was very pretty like this. Nice and sparkly. Everything was so cute about them. I was just loving them. Oh, look. Let me show y'all something. So, do you see this little ashiness that's all up around that cuticle area? This is why I use protein bond. So, I personally don't like to use cuticle oil around my fingers, or I don't like the cuticle oil to be on the nail or to touch the nails. I just don't like how it gives that greasy look. And so I use the protein bond to go up around that cuticle area. That is the only purpose that this here serves. It don't make the nails last longer. It don't make the top coat do anything special or anything like that. I'm just doing this to get that ashiness out because I don't like to use cuticle oil on the finger. Now, if you look, you can see that little crusty, busty ashiness is gone. And so, boom, that is why I do that. I get asked that a few times, so I wanted to clear that up. The top coat I'm going with in this set is who top coat was this? I think this was, Born Pretty top coat. So my favorite Venalisa, my tube that I ordered, the Venalisa top coat that I was using was pretty much empty, and I just haven't got around to opening up the new bottle yet. So this was the first top coat that I saw on my desk at the time, and it did what it needed to do. It still gave me that nice little shine, but I will be going back to my good old Venalisa. These rhinestones are, I forget what color, they do have a name for them on AliExpress. I forget the name for it. But depending on which way the light hit it, you'll see blue or then you'll see green. So we're just going to call these peacock. So I'm going in with these little peacock rhinestones, and I put the little diamond one on, and then I went with a size, I believe that was a size 4 and then a size 2 or something like that. And did that on all of the fingers. Just try to get them on there nice and straight. But look, y'all, I love these nails. I absolutely love these nails. They came out way better than I expected. And I definitely will be doing a few more stilettos. Now, I wanted to show y'all something here. So, can you see this little white line that's there up next to that green? So, in my last video with the glitter, I got in the comment section a lot of people saying, just clear cap. Why don't you clear cap your glitter? They think clear capping is best for glitter. I don't like to do that because when you clear cap, you have to make sure that that nail is flawless underneath before you put that clear on, because you're pretty much sandwiching in any mistakes. And what I did was I did the nail, put the clear over top of, just so I can point this out to you guys. And so that white line was there. And on top of, if you see here, the glitter is over top of the blue, versus if you look on this side, you can see the green, the blue, then the glitter. But on this side, you don't, because the glitter is on top. So I do not like to clear cap. When you clear cap, everything have to be perfect. So if it's like any hair on there, or a glitter flake that wasn't supposed to be there, or streaks or scratches, that stuff will still show. And so I personally like to just build the nail up thick and then file it down or file it back, and then get really clean lines. So I hope that answers y'all question as to why I don't like to clear cap, because it just shows all those mistakes, and I don't like that. But go ahead and put these little blue, the rest of the blue rhinestones on there, and then you can see this little, they were sliding all over the place. They really were a bit of pain. But here is the nails all finished. They was absolutely badass. I loved them. Look how cute they were. The point was given nice and sharp. The stiletto was just cute. Compared to my last stiletto, these was, yeah, they was on point. But I think they was just so cute. I loved everything about them. But the video is coming to an end, so I had to take the time to say thank you guys. Thank you so much for taking that time out to watch these videos. I so appreciate it and love each and every one of you guys for that. Please continue to comment so I can post them in the videos, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.